All right. So we have Coach Sydney Best, our director of coaching, and we have Coach Amanda, our success coach. So I wanted to bring these two on just for some best practices and a little bit of Q&A. So best practices for directors. So Sydney, I would love for you to take the approach of directors actually being in there and being the support for the coaches, being the support for, kids that might need a little bit of extra help in redirecting their choices. And then for Amanda, I would love for you to take the approach of, hey, what's the best way that we can get this on our social media? And also explaining what is so powerful and important for parents to see on social media, especially during the first few weeks of after school. So, Sydney, I want to start with you. Let's get some notes, some feedback going on for our directors. Like where can what's best practices for them to make sure that their team is supported, the kids are supported, and communication stays high with everybody?
Yeah. So especially on the first week of after school, for me, when I think back to my first week of after school as a director, the first hoop to jump through is making sure that every kid is on campus, which you pretty much covered at this point, is making sure that all of the kids arrived, in the vehicles and checking roll. So as coaches are coming in, making sure that, the sheets that they gave me with the students that are there, that are present, are truly there and present, walking around, and I'm doing a double check as well. Once we get through, all right, good, we got it. Every kid is accounted for that needs to be here. All eyes, everybody's on the same page there. That's where I'm going to focus on being very visible with the coaches. I'm making rounds constantly. Again, once everybody's in, lobby door, is shut and locked at that point because it's not pickup time. I can go ahead and step in, and I'm going to classroom to classroom to classroom, checking in with coaches, making sure that all classroom announcements are taking place. I'm walking around the room. I'm high-fiving kids. I'm encouraging that good behavior. I'm redirecting kids that need that extra support, and standing back with the coach as well to observe and see what else they need support on, making sure they're comfortable and confident to host that class. And then I'm moving on to the next. And that's going to get repeated every hour, possibly more than once and within an hour for the entire first week.
How long should a coach, let's say that a coach needs some additional support, about how much time should a director spend in a particular space, especially during that first week when everybody is kind of getting used to policies? You've got some brand new students. You might have some brand new kindergartners that are there. This might be their first program ever that they've been in. How much time should a director spend in one particular room at a time? Is it open-ended? Is it set?
Yeah. So that kind of depends on just the entire flow. So I'm going to check in. If the room is in complete chaos, I'm there until the room is back stable and that coach can get a grasp on it for right then and there. Then I'm going to check on some of the others, make sure that they're good. Then I'm coming back to that coach, and I might hang out in there longer until I can see that they're in a flow. They've got habits now that are being created. They're getting a grasp on it, or if they need anything additional, from me. And then I'll go jump back into some of the other rooms.
Okay.
But any coach that's going to need additional support, I'm going to stay in there to get the ship back steering where it needs to go on the waters.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that they're confident, hey, you got it from here, but I'm always going to go back and check. I'm not going to just leave it. I want to make sure that, yes, they said, hey, I got it, but okay, you're good.
Okay.
We're steering from there.
Real talk. Let's say that there's a coach that's on the team that they're just not getting it. And as a director, you're seeing that they're just not getting it. When I say not getting it, I mean they just are kind of lacking the communication skills with the kids, or they just can't seem to manage keeping the classroom organized, or they're great one-on-one, but they're not great in they're just, it's there's at what point does that director go to the owner and go, hey, I don't know if this coach is going to be the best fit?
As soon as it crosses my mind that there is a coach that may not be the best fit, I'm coming to the director immediately. Mm-hmm. We're not going to just wait that out, because For example, me going to you or Dwayne, back in the day, this allowed us to discuss, all right, is it that they're not the best fit, or do they really need a little bit more one-on-one, a little bit more observation? And if that's the case, well, then that's where you and I would strategize. Hey, I'm going to step in. I'll be director on this afternoon, so you can take the whole, the half to a whole shift to work directly with that coach to show them, go over it, let them practice it, step in, and just give them that one-on-one.
Thank
But if
you.
truly it's not the best fit, or
Yeah.
like, hey, there's a red flag. I mean, we're not waiting on
Yeah,
that
no, we're definitely not waiting on that. And I love the point being brought up. And guys, put this in your notes. If your director comes to you and they're like, "Hey, I'm not really sure about this coach." One is I 100% agree with you being like, "Hey, we're not going to wait. I'm going to immediately take it to the owner." But then the part about like I'm going to go in and I'm going to work a shift. It's not, oh, well, here's like, yes, we'll come up with some strategies, but also there's an observation that I need to see because obviously I'm a different person. You are very skilled at what you do. You're in your position for a reason, but also you're literally a different human. So is there something that I'm going to see that you're not going to see, or something that I'm not going to see that you're going to see, right? So it's just basically, it's the whole concept of like two heads are better than one, right? And so going in as an owner and being able to get that different perspective, I love that and this is something that I want you guys to note, is that the dynamic between owner to director is close. There's a level of trust that's there that's like, if you have put somebody in that director position, you trust them. Like you truly trust them, right? And if you don't truly trust them, then your program is not going to be able to grow. And it's not going to, like, just point blank, it's not going to be successful. It's just not. It'll be mediocre at best. Like, you might be like, all right, cool. Yeah, like, it's okay. And we get a handful of kids. But you have to be able to trust your director fully in order for the business to actually grow. So, yes, when Sydney would go, hey, I'm not really sure about, whatever it is. And you would even do this sometimes with kids, like kids in the program. You're like, hey, there's this one kid, this is what's happening. This is the strategies I use. This coach is doing a great job. Kind of want your thoughts, right? And that wasn't very often. It was typically more of coaches, because I would say 99 times out of 100, like it's going to have to do with a coach, not necessarily a child. A child is pretty easy to like manage on that end, but jumping in and being able to observe. And most of the time, I will say that if there was somebody that was off by like 1%, and it was like, I'm not sure if this is going to be a coachable coach, it was a no-go, and it just wasn't going to work out. So that's fantastic. That I love that topic of just, being able to have that communication. So have you guys ever had a situation like that where maybe there wasn't a coach that was performing that great and your director came to you? Like, was that it? Or do you have it where you feel like maybe your director doesn't come to you and they try to figure it out on their own? Because I want your directors to always know that you've got their back. When your director knows that you've got their back, then they don't have that fear of coming to you with small things and big things. Right? They have to be able to come to you for all things. And also, and a level of that trust is also, I'm trusting that my director has exhausted everything possible as well. Like, it's not just like, oh, a kid sneezed. Oh, let me call. Like, no, you can handle it. Like, you got it, right? Because that's also not what we want to have happen as well. Perfect. All right. So Gwen said, our director is very open with us, comes to us with her ideas, and we talk through them. Yes. And I agree. Daisha is pretty amazing. I agree with that. I've met her at events and she's fantastic and gives really good hugs, I might add. So that's very true. All right. Fantastic. All right. I'm going to come over to Amanda. So Amanda, on the social media aspect, there's a few points that I want you to hit. One of them is obviously during that first week of after school, like you are the one that, which shout out to Amanda. She does audits on y'all's social media and is like, oh, no, fix this. Like if she says you need to fix it on your social media, please take action and actually do it. Like she knows what she's talking about. So let's go first the route of just basic audits of what you're looking for when you are auditing one of our members' social media, both their personal and their business social media. And then let's kind of shift and go into, what we're looking for after school, something that they can be proactive about for after school. So I'm going to give you the floor.
Absolutely. So, I mean, when I'm looking at somebody's personal or business page for Facebook, the biggest thing I'm looking for is consistency and positivity. And then you can get into the details of like, how's the lighting and are all the kids smiling in the background of the pictures and all of those things. Consistency, though, is the thing that really builds that trust and the credibility on your personal brand and on the business brand. So those are the things that I'm always looking for. And is it current? Do you have posts from 2024 that are still, pinned to the top of the page? Those little things that people sometimes forget to remove. So during the first few weeks of after school, it's so important to keep that consistency going because, and shout out to Lauren for the background here.
Oh.
I love my Zoom background. Yeah, it's just said something about it. So yes, thank you, Lauren, for these. So being consistent those first few weeks and on is really important because whether the parents are new members or if they're long-term members, they want to see those long-term members want to know you guys are still going strong. You're not just maintaining that program. There's always new growth. There's always improvement going on. And then the new people, they don't have that full trust yet. So they're kind of like, okay, well, Sydney said this was a great program. I'm not really sure. This is my baby. So having all of that on social media is going to be incredible for them. And I will talk about some things I would love to see on social media. So you guys get notebooks ready in just a second, because I'm going to talk about that.
Yes.
Then they're going to be like, oh my gosh, Sydney's having the best day today. I saw her building the Legos and she loves that. Or I saw her with a friend and I don't know who that little girl is. So now I can ask her about that when she gets home. So keeping all of that going. The other thing about long-term members is it's easy for us to feel like, oh, well, I don't have to keep updating because they know us already. They've been with us for years. We've already got that relationship. Yeah, you have that relationship, but even longtime members get busy. We get distracted. We're humans. We're parents, like you were saying. So if you are showing up in their feed regularly on Facebook, then you're not going to slip out of their mind. Otherwise they might be forgetting what events are coming up. They're just distracted. They might start feeling less connected. So we got to keep that going strong. And of course, the big one, parents just want to see their kids. Pretty much all of us in here are parents. So, I mean, even myself having teenagers, when they're not with me and they're at church camp or something, and I see a picture of them, I'm like, oh, my babies. And I know that they're happy and I know that they're doing something great. So it's really important to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when one of my 20-year-olds sends me pictures, I'm like, oh, so cute. And then I see her boyfriend in there and I'm like, can you send me a different picture? Thanks.
Right. So
I went there.
all of that just goes together. Super important for just building that trust. When I go onto a Facebook page of an after school program or a summer camp program and I haven't seen anything in 3 weeks, I don't even have a kid there. And I'm starting to think, so what are they doing all day?
Yep.
Because then when my kid comes home and I'm like, what did you do? And they say, nothing really. I'm going to believe that because I don't see anything different. So we have to make sure that we're showcasing all of those things. So one thing here's some things that you guys can take notes on that I love to see on Facebook posts. And Jen, yes, I can kind of go into that group versus page really quickly if we have time.
We have time.
Behind the scenes of the team. Okay, perfect. So behind the scenes of the team, you guys, you have to be the ones to build the connection with the coaches and the parents because the coaches are not out front. They're not checking the kids out and really getting to know the parents. So the more that you can post testimonials from the coaches, short little interviews, or even something with the coaches and the kids. Gosh, I cannot remember which school did it, but there was one person that I saw was posting each coach with their activity. So they were doing these short videos and it was like, watch Coach Cameron as he's doing soccer. And it was like a 20-second clip of them playing soccer together. And I was like, that's amazing because now when my kid comes home and is talking about Coach Cameron, I'm going to be like, oh, I saw that video of him playing soccer with my kid. So it just builds that connection with the parents, and you really need that to build that trust.
Yes.
Photos of activities are so important, like I said, because what if you took a picture of movie time every day? Lame, boring, right? Nobody wants that. So you have to make sure that you're showcasing all the different activities that the kids are doing, highlighting student achievements. So this is going to go further past the first few weeks of school. But as you're getting into the school year, kids get honor roll, kids have a great report card, they're getting some kind of trophy in soccer or baseball, all of those things. Make sure that you're shouting the kids out. That's great for social media, and just building that connection. And parents are going to share that post because they want to shout out their own kid.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be crazy. Like if they built a really cool tower with blocks, yes, share that. Look at what they're doing.
Yeah.
Talk about the benefits of your program. So you're not there. There's so many people that are members with STC who do a great job of, it's not just, it's not just soccer drills. While we're doing soccer drills, we're learning XYZ, or it's not just a game of whatever, we are building teamwork and we're, all these things. So talking about the benefits of the program and saying we're not just this, it goes deeper than that. And showing like the physical challenges you're doing, all the emotional aspects and social aspects of how you're growing the kids, that's going to put you way light years ahead of any other program. Reminders of any deadlines that are coming up, closures. So Jen Hart was asking, like, what's the difference between the group and the Facebook page? This is a great example of something you would put in your private group. If you have a deadline for an upcoming event, that's like a members only event. If you are have a parents' night out that you want to have closures, if there's bad weather or something like that, that can go in the group. On the Facebook page, you pretty much want to share everything else. Like
it's everything except for like closures and like if it's something that is even 1% negative, it doesn't go in the page. It's kind of the general rule.
That's why it's so good to have the page and the group connected if possible, because then you can just schedule those posts and have them go out at the same time. If you want to create a weekly posting plan, ChatGPT would be great for doing that, because then your director or admin can be physically posting pictures of daily activities, but you could have like Mondays can be a staff spotlight, Tuesdays can be review screenshots that go up.
Hey, Amanda, why don't you create that? Create that and post it in the group.
Done.
Would you guys love that? Type yes. Would you love that if Amanda just posted an entire social media schedule for you guys? Yeah, yes. Okay.
I got to.
All right. Amanda is going to hook it up. She's going to hook it up. I love this question that came through from Emily. She asked, do you have suggestions for getting kids they don't necessarily photograph that well. They try to get a variety of students doing activities, and a few kids and I'm curious though, where is Emily on here? Emily, are these kids that are just, I don't say this kindly, are they just like not photographic, or they just frown all the time? Are they too cool for school? Like, when you say that they don't photograph well, what does that mean? Because this could mean a variety of things, and we've got help for all of it, honestly. So, okay, so here we go. Jen says we have students like that. The grimace. Okay, got it. Okay. Are you trying to tell us they're ugly? 'Cause girl, Manny. Okay. All right. So listen, here's the deal. It doesn't matter what, we think is aesthetically pleasing or not. All children are beautiful, and we love all kids. Some kids don't like to smile, and that's okay. I like to get more action shots of those that don't really smile that much. But also there can be a little bit of a conversation that needs to be had. A child that doesn't smile is might be something deeper, right? I'd like to have more conversations with them, just to kind of figure out what's going on with that. But for the most part, if you have kids and you have them act out something, like one way that we would always get kids to smile really well is to be like, imagine that you're having the worst day ever, and they're all like, meh. But now it's like kind of funny because it's over exaggerated, and they're like, now, everybody, you want, like how we do at our events, pretend like you won $1 million. You and your best friend just won $1 million, and the person next to you is your best friend, and they're all like, bah! Like, I'm gonna get a picture of that because it's gonna be super exciting and fun. If you have the one-off kid that just like you're trying to take a group photo and they're just not really wanting to smile, a technique, and it's kind of a silly one, is I will get like the one-on-one photo with them and have them make like a fart sound or something. This actually works really, really well if you have a child that you know that they're just kind of upset, but they're not necessarily like injured, or even if they are injured, it happens, right? You can still make them laugh and kind of brighten their spirits by being like, listen, I know how this is going to help. And I actually have a video of myself doing this. So here we go on Mindset Monday is, all right, this is what's going to help. So I want you to take your hand like this. And I want everybody actually, I'm going to go to gallery view. We're all going to do this together. This is fun. This is fun. Okay. So everybody, I want you to take your hand like this. I need to see it. Everybody take your hand like this. All right. Now take your other hand like this. Okay, now you're going to put the heels of your hand together like this. Okay, you're going to take a deep breath and then go. I got a few people laughing and then a few people that are like, that was stupid. If you thought that was stupid, you shouldn't be working with kids. All right, cool. So anyways, that was really funny. Vesta says, haven't done that in years. Well, welcome back, friend. Welcome back. That was fun. Okay. All right, cool. So anyway, so it does work because it works for the majority of you guys. You guys thought it was funny. It was entertaining, but this will work for kids too, is as obviously if you, anytime, especially if they see you do it as an adult, it's funny. It's funny. Especially if you are like a director and they see you as like the principal, right? Or the owner, and you're the principal of the school, right? And you do it, they're like, oh, like you just blew their mind. So, all right, cool. Dan says, I do that for the little ones that cry when mommy leaves and are sad. Yes, it works. If you got a sad one, this definitely works. All right, awesome. Okay, cool. So that's how we get kids to laugh, smile, have fun, play, do all of the things. All right, Amanda, any other tips, tricks, things on social media that we need to be looking for specifically? What are some things that we just definitely don't do? How about some definite don'ts?
Oh, well, don't post your personal stuff on your business page.
Yes.
Keep that separate.
Yep.
Business is business, personal is personal.
Mm-hmm.
But you can share your business stuff to your personal page. One thing that I've actually started seeing a lot more of lately is people are posting things to their personal page and then sharing it to the business page. And it's business related and it's really good posts, but we don't want to do that. You need to post
the other way.
Things directly into the business page. So switch into your business profile, put it on the business page, and then you can share it wherever you want. But you need to remember when you're sharing things on Facebook, the algorithm starts bumping it down.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to make sure that algorithm, that Facebook really likes your business page algorithm.
Yeah. If you do something like when we talk about like personal and business, if you do something that is an accomplishment or community service, let's say that, you're serving, you're volunteering your time, you're doing things like that, you can still post that type of stuff to your business pages. You can post it separately on your personal page. You can share it from your business page to your personal page. But what we don't want to see is you and your spouse, you took a vacation and you guys are like sipping Mai Tais, sitting in hammocks on your business page. Like it's off brand. It doesn't make sense. So we need to make sure that is something that goes onto your personal page, but also just be mindful is that as a community leader, anything that is on your personal page still needs to represent your brand, right? Yeah. So you have to ask yourself every single time that you go to post something, this is a really great filter to look through is this post that I'm going to make on my personal page going to support and impress leaders in the community and the parents and families that we serve? Or is this going to impress my buddies from high school who are still wearing their Letterman jacket? Mm-hmm. If you're posting it to impress your high school friends versus your parents and families and community leaders, then you're misaligned, right? So let's just make sure that we're on the same page with what our social media is being used for. So obviously your business page is an obvious one, but even your personal page, it's not you can post your family vacations, but is that something that is, do you need to be consuming alcohol? Do you need to be doing, those types of activities? Anything that can be taken out of context, I really wouldn't put on that when you're working with children and families. So just tossing that out there. All right. Fantastic. All right. Anything else that is a big no-no for social media?
Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything, but I can, if I think of stuff, I'll make a big old post in our group.
A big old post.
You guys
Yes.
can keep an eye out.
Fantastic. All right. And then Sydney, I'm going to come back to you. Any don'ts specifically for directors, coaches, as we're entering into, so think in terms of like, it's the end of summer and beginning of after school.
End of summer going into after school. Coaches, don't just assume that all of the kids are just going to fall right back into routine.
Yep.
Stay consistent with always going over, the classroom announcements, what's to be expected, the do's and the don'ts at the beginning, just like you've done every day for summer. Keep that going strong. You are going to have new students that are going to be in that need to get brought into the culture. They're going to be looking around. They're going to be seeing what you're doing. They're going to be observing other students that are doing. And the second that you do something that is not the usual routine is, the minute these kids go, oh, something's different, it's party time.
Yep.
Directors, don't just stay up at the front. You got to be visible. Your job is to help support your coaches, help support the kids. Yes, you're going to be up at the front. You're going to be communicating with parents and building that rapport. But it is part of the position to be visible and on your feet and walking around and just giving ongoing support.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. The thing that I would note on this is something that unless you're intentional about it, it's going to happen. Is at the end of summer, coaches, directors, owners start getting lazy. Why? Because y'all are tired. Mm-hmm. So I get it. So instead of being like, oh, thank God, the summer is almost over, right? Oh, we're getting back into after school. Because we all know after school is cakewalk. Like you go in after school, you're like, all right, we got this, right? But summer camp is like boot camp, okay? It's 10 or 11 weeks of boot camp. And, with that being said, finish strong. Like, go into those last few weeks because you know what? You might have some families that are on the fence about your after school program, but because you still showed up consistently. And when I say showed up, I don't mean just opening up the doors. I mean, like you literally show up. You've got the personality, you've got the energy, you've got the games, you've got the activities. The kids are having a blast. You're doing bonus coloring contest or whatever. Like you can throw all kinds of things that are out there. But finish the summer strong. Do you guys already have your end of summer, like your belt testing or your level testing that's already scheduled? Do you have your showcase that's already scheduled? When are you bringing your families in to come and see what these kids have been doing? Like, let's see. What do we have? Okay, Michael Sartwell said yes. They've got it scheduled. When do you have it scheduled for? What date? Post your date in the comment section of when you have either your level schedule, so it's either belt testing, a level change, whatever, or a showcase. When do you have that scheduled for? August 21st, July 31st, showcase. All right, what else? I got 3 people. August 30th. Okay. It's one of the 3. That's it? I got 3 people? All right, guys. We got to get on top of this. We need to make sure that you guys are scheduled for this. This is super, super important. Emmy said, I think August 15th. Okay, fantastic. All right. Got to double check. August 22nd, 23rd. Okay, got it. All right. Good deal. It's really important that you're doing this because this is also one of those bridge things. This is a bridge event. And then you start looking forward into, after the first of the year when everybody starts wanting to, again, start pausing their memberships for different things because they want to take vacations during Thanksgiving week and winter break. And that's when it's common to change things. But when you have that bridge event and we can start looking ahead, and I know you're like, wait a second, we're in July. Why are we talking about January? Fantastic. We're trying to get ahead of the curve so that, again, you are planning ahead. You're not stuck going, oh my gosh, what happened? So it is vital that you are doing those types of events. Okay, so we've got those on this. Okay, TKD testing August 4th and 5th. Excellent. All right, wonderful. Okay, cool. All right, we have some time for some Q&A. You can either ask myself. I still have Sydney Best and Amanda on the line, and they are pinned. Yes, Amanda.
I actually have one thing that I thought about is the copy that you're using on social media is also really important because I have actually seen some posts where people, it was almost like it was passive aggressive, like it was a hard day at summer camp. And so the verbiage said something like, well, we made it, or it was a day, but we ended stronger, something like that. So I want to make sure that people, if you had a hard day, don't let that come across on social media. You always want to showcase you can put a positive spin on everything. The whole day is never always bad, right? So making sure that you are putting positive things on social media and that the words you're using are also positive.
Awesome. Okay. That is very, very valid. And look, with ChatGPT, there's no reason to not have a good post. But again, I know that Dwayne made a post recently that was like, you still have to read what it says. Like, don't just go, hey, make a post for this picture, and then it's going to give you something, right? You're not going to leave empty-handed, but that something might be complete garbage, or it's going to say things like unwavering and give double hyphens and how you guys delve into a game of dodgeball today. Like, let's not delve into dodgeball. Nobody talks like that. So let's just make sure that we are rereading what it actually does say and that it uses your verbiage. It uses your language. If you're reading through it here's best practice, say it out loud. Say it out loud in your own voice, in a non-performance voice, just you talking. Would you say that? If you wouldn't say it, change it, fix it. So let's just make sure that we're doing that versus just copying and pasting, and then you end up having something that's very strange and also very obviously ChatGPT. People need human to human interaction still. And as, AI continues to grow and expand and there's more and more and more of that, people are still going to need more and more and more human connection, like real humans. So where you guys hold the advantage is you are an in-person business. You do actually see humans in person. This is not some online business. So there is a realness and an authenticity to it, and that still needs to come across on your social media as well. All right, so let's jump into questions. Go ahead and post those questions in the group. We've got 3 minutes left. I want to make sure that you guys get the most out of your Mindset Monday. And if you don't have any questions, still stay on, because this is the time where people ask the questions that you might have not even known that you needed the answer to. This is what we see a lot of, actually. So let's see here. Or if you wanted to raise your virtual hand, I can even bring you on live and you can ask and unmute yourself. And to raise your hand, this is something that, again, I'm not that tech person. See, this is why I need Dwayne here, is because he does the tech side. But in the center of your screen, you got that little reaction button. It's got a little heart. You can click on the little arrow thing, and then you can raise your hand from there. Okay, cool. All right, so Vince Fannin asked, best way to get everyone registered for next year's summer camp? You ask them.
Yep.
This is a very, very solid question. I do love this question, and this is something that everybody should be doing is, I know last week we talked about, or was it last week? I don't know. I'm like entering into perimenopause. My brain doesn't work correctly all the time. But anyways, so that might have been last week. The end of summer survey, right? So the end of summer survey is very powerful because you're going to get a lot of feedback from parents, and you're going to have that information to figure out like, hey, like where you can have those 1% improvements. But you can also ask them, so you can send the survey and then ask them, but I like to ask them beforehand. I like to ask them when they've been having a blast, right? Is hey, listen, little Johnny had so much fun here. And like, I would only ask the parents. I'm not going to, I'll be real. I'm not asking every single parent. I want to ask the parents where the kids were in it. They loved it. They loved it. The parents are super fans. These are the people that you absolutely want to come back. I'm going to talk to those parents and go, hey, listen, we would love to have you come back for another summer. We are, you may or may not be raising your rates. Be like, we can confirm, then grandfather you in at this summer's rate to make sure that there's not an increase for next year. Are you guys planning on moving? Or you're not planning on moving? Fantastic. Let's go ahead and get that seat saved for it's only $30. Like you're literally just collecting a registration fee. That's it. That would be the way that I would do it is have those conversations. But again, I'm asking only the families that I really like. I want them to come back. So yeah. Cool. All right. Next one. Can someone share where to find the summer camp survey?
I can do that. I'll tag her.
All right. Amanda's got you. All right. Ernesto, I cheat and make it skewed answers because of it. I usually ask most parents after we've had an awesome field trip at the end of the day. Yeah, like for next year's summer camp. I'm not going to ask them at the beginning of summer after they've had their like first field trip with us. But as we get closer to the end of the summer and I know that it was like a really hype day, of course, you can always ask those questions. And that's when you do want to. But yes, and Vince said that he's going to delve into asking them. That's fantastic. All right, Dan, is a paper welcome packet or a digital copy better that's fileable, that can be printed? Whatever works best for you. That's what I will say is whatever works best for you. We like, no matter what, you still want to have a paper copy, but if you have a paper copy, scan it. So you also have it in digital format. I still love ink on paper. Like I love me the signature with ink on paper, because worst case scenario, you have some parent that's just wild and they want to do a chargeback. I would rather do a refund than them have a chargeback, because a chargeback is going to hurt you worse than the refund is. But with that ink on paper, I'm going to win that chargeback, right? A lot of times they're going to go, oh, well, they had to check the box. It didn't actually, like, there's all kinds of things that people can do. So I like ink on paper. That's me. It's always served us well. All right, perfect. Okay, me too. Summer camp survey, please. Okay, perfect. So we've got some more people that want that summer camp survey. So we've got Dan, Ernesto, that they want it as well. So if you guys are looking for the summer camp survey, you can literally reach out to Amanda Best. She'll go on, tag you in it. And honestly, with her doing all these tags right now, it's probably going to pop up to the top of the list anyway. So we should be good.